Welcome to r/Murderedbywords, which looks a lot like my comment section whenever I mispronounce a word on one of my videos. I've never been more proud of my country. Teen Olympian overslept, lost code, said F it on TV and won US's first gold of 2018. Overslept? That sums up the work ethic of that generation. How many gold medals do you and your cat have? Go knit some cat mittens, Deborah. Yeah, nothing says lazy underachiever like being the single best person on planet Earth at a sport. We need a wall because our border agents say we need a wall. Enough said. Climatologists say we need to do something about climate change. Doctors say we need gun control, and I say you and your followers need an education. Yeah, we should always listen to experts unless they're experts on something I disagree with. Leviticus 20:13 states, "If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, they shall surely put him to death." I brought the first stone, Mr. Webb, in case your Bible talk isn't just a smokescreen for personal prejudices. Trans woman dares Bible quoting councilman to stone her to death. That's effing hardcore. Yeah, no kidding. This is clearly the face of a guy who's thinking, "Lady, you just asked your enemy to stone you to death. You're a little bit too hardcore for me. Please, I don't want to fight you. You scared the bejesus out of me." Juarez, Mexico had 773 murders in 2017. Directly across the border, El Paso, Texas had 19. The only thing separating them is a wall, because walls work. Detroit had 267 murders in 2017. Directly across the border, Windsor, Canada had 3. The only thing separating them is a river, and gun control, and a properly funded school system, universal health care, 12 months of paid parental leave, etc. Because those things work. Hi Facebook! Mommy said if I get 1 million likes, she will take me to Disney World in spring, so hurry and like! How about you stop being a jerk and take the kid because you love him and stop whoring him out for likes? At the end of the day, nobody gives a damn. He is your kid, not ours. This stuff is getting old real quick. P.S. Go F yourself. I know, this mother is absolutely disgusting. What type of person uses emotionally manipulative tactics to get likes? That's repulsive. And if you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button. Let's see if we can get this video to 10,000 likes. Just think how excited, how awesome you will feel when you see that number get over 10,000 and you'll know that you were a part of it. Mueller is a crooked, treasonous SOB. He's the worst of the worst. Why would anyone believe anything he says? I can't comprehend it. You mean the Purple Heart vet who went back to rescue his fallen comrades and took a bullet for his country, and then went into 30 years of dedicated service to his country through legal work where he helped take down mobsters and Enron? The man who held the FBI together after the devastating attacks on 9/11 and was reconfirmed unanimously by Congress? Yeah, I can't imagine why anyone believes him over a talking orange asshole. Alright, now I have to ask, who else here is actually imagining a talking orange asshole? You know, sort of like Annoying Orange, except instead of eyes and a mouth, it's just an orange asshole that talks. Oh my god, I can't get this image out of my head. I sent my 12-year-old son to school and addressed to combat gender stereotypes, and now he doesn't want to go to school anymore. What should I do? What should you do? What should you do? What you should do is get some help, and I mean serious help. Your son is 12 and you force this young boy to go to school during some of the most difficult years of his life as he combats bullies and creates a reputation for himself while wearing a dress. A dress. The sad thing is that there's exactly 0% chance of OP walking away from this post thinking, wait, am I the one who's wrong here? I have no problem with wage increases, but I don't really believe you should be able to make house payments flipping burgers and bagging groceries. Those jobs are meant to be teens' first jobs to make some money and learn responsibilities, not create careers. I am also curious that if minimum wage did get increased to $10 to $15, what would happen to those of us that are in positions that get paid $15 an hour? Would we see an equal raise? Doubt it. This is what bothers me. Ahem. 5 years before signing into law the first minimum wage in a 1933 statement regarding the National Industrial Recovery Act, Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, "No business which depends for existence on paying less than living wages to its workers has any right to continue in this country." And by living wages, I mean more than a bare subsistence level. I mean the wages of a decent living. In a fireside chat before signing the 1938 Fair Labor Standards Act, Roosevelt said, "Do not let any calamity-howling executive with an income of $1,000 a day who has been turning his employees over to the government relief rolls in order to preserve his company's undistributed reserves tell you, using his stockholders' money to pay the postage for his personal opinions, tell you that a wage of $11 a week is going to have a disastrous effect on all American industry." You're just wrong, just flat out 100% wrong, and your view is completely ahistorical. It was intended that someone flipping burgers and bagging groceries should be able to afford a home. These jobs were never intended to be for teens. Also, if teens are doing real work, they deserve real wages. Do you have any idea how common burns are in the fast food industry? How many back injuries there are from unloading trucks and stocking shelves at a grocery store? How about the sheer unbridled psychological abuse heaped on retail workers by shitty customers? Why is someone risking third-degree burns for a paycheck, often to help their family because their parents aren't earning enough, not deserving of an honest day's wage? Your view is shitty, and it's factually just plain wrong. You should feel bad for putting forth the effort to actually type out this self-centered nonsense. What does he mean, the sheer unbridled psychological abuse heaped on retail workers by shitty customers? That can't be the case. If there were, there would certainly be a Reddit all about it. Oh. Autistic people, how do you feel about those anti-vaxxers using your illness, genetic disorder to promote their agenda? I don't mind it. Being autistic isn't all that bad compared to being an idiot. Person with Asperger's here, there are a few things that anti-vaxxers don't realize. 1. People with autism aren't stupid. We may be a little different, see the world differently, but we aren't stupid. 2. Vaccines don't cause autism. 3. Your child isn't an idiot because vaccines gave him autism. Your kid is a stupid little brat because he shares DNA with you, Karen. Parents who vaccinate their children without their consent are terrible parents. No exceptions. Parents who let their children die of completely preventable diseases because they think 8-year-olds are capable of making their own medical decisions are terrible parents. No exceptions. Wait, anti-vaxxers are doing that just because they want their kids to get their way? Does that mean anti-vaxxers are also entitled parents? Hey, if we keep letting entitled parents let their kids not vaccine, then maybe the entitled parents problem will just solve itself. We receive reports of a number of transphobic comments being posted on social media. We take all reports of hate-related incidents seriously. We will always investigate to determine if a hate crime or incident has been committed and will take proportionate action. You didn't investigate my brother's flat in Hull when I told you I had concerns about his well-being. You told me you didn't have the resources. 2 days later, a neighbor found his body. I wish I told you he'd liked a limerick on Facebook now, you useless bastards. As funny as this Murdered by Words post is, the main thing I want you to take away from it is that the police will actively investigate internet hate. That means I will absolutely call the FBI on each and every one of you who downvotes my videos. Don't think I won't. This lawmaker compares the LGBTQ community to the Ku Klux Klan and implied he'd drown his own children if they were gay. Warning, distressing themes. Warning, horrifying picture. Yeah? This dude's family tree is probably a wreath. There's so much to be said about this photo. I feel like this guy hasn't truly been murdered enough. Please, if you have a better burn, put it down in the comments. I would love to read it. I have to laugh. Your focus is on your looks and how trashy you can portray yourself. Wait till you hit 45. Your waist will thicken and those ridiculous heels will be killing your feet. Your looks will fade and all you'll have left is your personality and your heart. If you have either, go on and enjoy while you can. The time bandit always gets his dues. We don't age in dog years. I'm 44 right now. I'll be 45 November 17th, so come again, Becky. Millennials want jobs and education, not marriage and kids. Alternate headline, y'all fucked up the economy so badly that we can't focus on marriage and kids because we're struggling to afford to live. I don't know why so many people are complaining about the economy. I've read all those choosing beggar posts and I have so much exposure with how big my channel has gotten. I am filthy rich. I can't wait to go on a shopping spree and convert all these likes into dollars. How much cool stuff do you guys think I can buy with 100,000 likes? Friendly reminder that you don't get to celebrate Lunar New Year unless you're literally from a country that does, or if you are invited by someone who is from a country that does. Can you explain why you celebrate Halloween, Samhain, a Celtic festival, and you even have the gall to write several articles about how Taiwan does it the best? Unless you are from a Celtic nation or a Celt invites you, you don't get to celebrate it. Taiwan does Halloween the best, don't at me, a thread. I'm a self-entitled hypocrite, don't at me. So this next one was a comment left on a video where a dude was making a hat for his cat. Boris shaves his arms, sews, and cooks. Yeah, that's pretty gay, no matter what you justify it with. A, there's nothing wrong with being gay, and if you're still using that as an insult, 2007 called, it wants its 12-year-old back. B, none of those things have any correlation with someone's sexual orientation. Cooking is what people who enjoy staying alive and not living at their parents' house forever do. If you can't cook, I consider you a child no matter how old you are. Also, my father learned how to sew in the frickin' army because it's a survival skill. Shaking my head, boys these days be calling themselves real men for being fundamentally bad at life. Real men ain't afraid of that stuff. That's true masculinity. We get it, yours is fragile, move along. She's no the clown in this situation. Why are you pretending to be Scottish? Oh man, you've got me. My deep cover of being born in Scotland, married to a Scottish woman, owning property in Scotland, having 2 degrees from 2 separate Scottish universities, and living in Edinburgh my entire adult life wasn't enough to fool you. Mind posting your PayPal just so I can send you 25 pounds to buy a Columbo box set and ram it right up your arse, you stupid milt. So for this next one, a dude sent a girl an unsolicited dick pic. Did you just send me a picture of a child penis? WTF? No. What's wrong with you? It looks like a child's penis. I'm reporting this. Foxes are lupine, not canine, completely different species. The problem with putting more effort into sounding authoritative than being accurate is you reveal that you are an idiot. Canine is a layman term for all animals in the family Canidae, which includes every animal in the list plus a few more, like the bush dog and the raccoon dog. The problem with putting more effort into sounding smug than being accurate is that you reveal that you're not only an idiot, but also a jerk. Oh, and furthermore, lupine means wolf-like, not fox-like. The term you were looking for is vulpine. Foxes are both vulpine and canine, but they are distinctly not lupine. Can't stand that thick accent. Had to study everything by myself. I actually hate tutorials made by Indians. Don't know if it's a joke, but yeah. My fellow Americans, could it be, now this is just a hypothesis so don't get so worked up, that Indians are making tutorials primarily for their fellow 1.5 billion Indians and not only for the 350 million Americans of which only a few thousand are on this subreddit, and that they can understand each other just fine? Could it be that you're self-centered to think every video on YouTube will be in perfect English with MIT level teachers and the best hardware and resources for you lazy American college students who couldn't figure stuff out on their own, and you take it out on the brown guy who learned it just fine and is confident enough to teach it on YouTube but might not speak the best English? You arrogant Western jerks. Actually, I don't think it's unreasonable at all to expect that each and every video on YouTube is made explicitly for you. In fact, I made this video just for you, James. Actually, I don't even know any James, but I figure a couple are watching this video and I kind of wanted to mess with their heads a little bit there. Being pro-vax is like this. I'm not going into that water because someone told me there are crocodiles in there that will eat me. My friends and family have swam through and were never bothered by a crocodile, but I'm going to stay out of the water just in case. And I'm going to stand here and harass anyone who dare goes into that water. If you go into that water, then I will get eaten by a crocodile, even though I use the super safe bridge that I trust blindly. Being pro-vax is actually like this. We have a documented history of people dying from crocodiles in the water. We've seen it. We've treated their injuries and many have died. We use that bridge because it's safer. It's been built according to government regulations and safety standards and passed quality control before it opened. It was created using world-class technology and the world leaders in the field of engineering. There are third world countries that don't have bridges over the crocodile-infested water and people die. Whenever people try to build bridges in these areas, they get harassed and bullied and called shills for Big Bridge by conspiracy theorist parents who have never worked in construction or even seen an engineering textbook, who have done a 5-minute Google search on how bridges work, and who think that just because they've never seen a crocodile above the water means that there are none lurking below. Alright, that is r/murderedbywords. Remember, if you can come up with a better burn for this guy, let me see it down in the comments. And actually, since YouTube hasn't approved my channel for monetization, I'm actually not making any money off of this, so I have to pay my bills entirely through exposure. So I would appreciate if you could like this video, because I've got to pay my rent with likes.